Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, back again with another update. Like I said, it's gonna be a spree of videos. It's gonna be a spree, and the most important ones have already been shot. So make sure you do get that information as well, so that you don't miss any part, any video today. We're gonna speak a couple of things. Ben White's medical has been confirmed. It's gonna be Wednesday, the 28th, and a couple of people have been coming out and saying the guy is actually gonna do his medicals on 26th. No, he's gonna do his medicals on the 28th, and that will be a Wednesday. Right, we shall speak about that. We're gonna speak about Arsenal and Willian. Arsenal really struggling to sell Willian, and Fabrizio says the player is open to a move away from the club. Arsenal open to selling, but the problem is the wages and the right bid. That is what we're going to discuss in this video as well. Hector Bellerin, Arsenal are considering reducing onto their demands or softening their demands, either to accept a loan deal, an initial loan deal with an obligation to buy, or actually let the player go on a loan deal and things will be actually sorted out later. And then we'll also speak about Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now Niles is wanted by 4 Premier League clubs, including Leicester City, and a couple of reports have been suggesting that maybe Arsenal could actually think about proposing or orchestrating what you would call a swap deal between Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Maddison. Of course, it would be a player plus cash deal where you have Ainsley Maitland-Niles plus some more money to cross over to Leicester City, and then James Maddison crosses over to the Emirates Stadium. That is what we're going to discuss in this episode. Do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Obviously, get that notification bell smashed as well. But the most important one is, why don't we get this to 300 likes, and that will be our like target for the video as well. Let's get the party started. Where do we begin? Let's start off with Ben White. Now, a couple of reports yesterday did suggest, I think yesterday, but one actually, suggest that Ben White had actually taken a private plane, a private jet, to fly to London, to Arsenal, before taking his medicals and being announced as an Arsenal player. Now, what actually happened there was there was a lot of talk. One, the move could be finalized earlier. That is what it meant, because the player had to be off until the 26th of this month. However, a couple of reports reporting that Ben White had actually decided to cut his holiday short in order to join Arsenal as soon as possible. Now, I'm not really sure how true that is. I cannot really verify how true that is, but according to Duncan Cassers, he says the player is actually going to do his medicals on the 28th of July. That is next week. So that is confirmed, done and dusted. Ben White will do his medicals. He will do his medicals on the 28th of this month, and obviously it's gonna be arriving at Arsenal very, very soon. Like I said, the stories, the reports that he had actually arrived in London were half true, half false, because there was evidence of him outside a private jet. We are not even sure if he was the guy, but the guy really looks like him, and that's why I really can't say he wasn't the one. The guy really looks like him, but what we know is he is arriving for his medical very, very soon. Anytime now, Ben White should be arriving at Arsenal, taking his medicals, and will be announced as an Arsenal player next week. So his medical will be done on the 28th of July. It will be a Wednesday. That is the confirmed date for Ben White taking his medical, and that is all you need to know about Ben White. Of course, we have talked about the rest. The rest is context now. Deal agreed in principle. Brighton will get 55 million pounds. 50 million pounds in guaranteed payments, and 5 in add-ons, and all the other things that we've been speaking. Personal terms are agreed. Contract signed until 2026. What we are waiting for is the medical and official announcement from Arsenal. The player has been in Greece, where he was actually taking a break. The break was actually given to them by the English Federation after taking part in the Euros 2020, where they were actually finalists, but they failed to win it. Right, let's speak about a couple of other stories, starting with Willian. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out and given us another solid update on Willian. He's saying Arsenal are actually struggling to let go of Willian Borges da Silva. We are actually struggling to sell Willian Borges da Silva, and the reason is so easy. There is there's so many clubs interested, but the wages of Willian will not let any club actually sign him. Now, if you still remember, we did report this in the last summer that Willian will be getting around 200,000 per week at Arsenal. It was more of a rumor, and now it is being justified. It's being actually confirmed at the moment. Many clubs want to take Willian, but they cannot actually match the salary demands he is getting at Arsenal, which is close to 200,000 per week there for Willian. So, but a couple of clubs have been interested in, including Inter Miami, including a couple of clubs in China, but the wage demands are so big for them. So Fabrizio says if the right offer comes in, Arsenal are 100% sure they want the player to go. Willian is 100% sure he wants to try out a new challenge. If the right bid comes in and a club that can actually pay the wages of Willian, then will actually leave the club at once this summer. Right, Arsenal have actually accepted to soften their demands in Hector Bellerin. Now, Inter are very close to agreeing, to having a total agreement to sign Hector Bellerin. They do have an agreement with the player. A 3-year contract where he will be getting almost 3 million annually per year. That is as long as I know, they do have an agreement with Hector Bellerin. However, the problem is Inter Milan have proposed to Arsenal that they should be allowed to take the player on a loan deal with an option to buy. Arsenal have said we want to sell the player. We want to send him off permanently. We do not want things like loan options, buyout clauses. We are not interested. Now, according to reports, Arsenal are set to soften their demands in Hector Bellerin. They will agree to an option, a loan option, initially with Inter Milan, and they could actually include a buy option or an obligation to buy in the contract. It is still not. It is not really known whether Arsenal will actually, agree to get the player, to take for Inter to take the player with an option to buy, or it's gonna be an obligation to buy. Like I've always explained the two terms. Obligation, you've got to pay the money, no matter the circumstances. Then with option, you can either buy the player or you can fail to buy them. So Inter Milan are saying let us take the player and then we will have an option to buy. Arsenal are saying no. Right. Thank you so much, my man. And Emil Smith-Rowe has signed a new contract. Shot number 10? Is that shot number 10? All right. So Smith-Rowe has signed a new contract. It's breaking. It's breaking. Smith-Rowe has signed a new contract, and he's gonna be putting on shot number 10. I can see it on that, on the shot. I can see it on the shot. So Smith-Rowe will be putting on shot number 10. And has signed a new long-term contract at Arsenal. We will speak about that. We will speak about that on the live show coming up very imminently. So, like I was saying, Inter Milan could take Hector Bellerin on a loan deal with an option to buy. We wait to see what actually comes out of the walls with that one. Ainsley Maitland-Niles will be the last piece of story we discuss. 4 clubs have actually come in saying we want to take him. We want to take him. So 4 clubs are interested in Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and that is Southampton, Leicester City, Newcastle, as well as Burnley. Now, with Leicester City, it makes more sense because Arsenal are interested in getting James Maddison, and of course you have also. You also have Leicester City interested in Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Maybe there could be some kind of a swap deal. Maybe there could be some kind of a player plus cash deal. Maybe it can happen. But for me, if you ask me where should Ainsley Maitland-Niles go, I would give him advice to go to a club like Southampton or Newcastle for issues of development, for issues of game time, for issues of confidence and things like that, I would say Ainsley, go to West Ham, go to Southampton, go to Newcastle. I think Burnley is a little bit too low. Newcastle is fine. And I think Southampton is fine. The problem with Leicester City is if he goes there, it's gonna be a lot of competition. I don't think he will get playing time. Honestly, I don't think he breaks through because the quality of Leicester, the quality of their squad is bigger than the quality of Arsenal. We've got to understand that. We've got to speak about it, maybe silently. That is true. If you look at their goalkeeper, if you look at their fullbacks, if you look at their centre backs, if you look at their midfield and their striking line, they're almost inches away from in terms of quality. They're almost clear of us in terms of quality and their squad. So I don't think Ainsley breaks through their squad right away. I don't think he breaks through it. But because they have Europa League football, they will need a couple of names. They'll need a couple of players to actually join them and talk to and help them out in the campaign. It's gonna be a very, very long campaign, and we will be doing watch-alongs for the Champions League, watch-alongs for Europa League and match preview. So you're gonna see how it's gonna be a very, very long campaign for the likes of Leicester City, the likes of United, the likes of Chelsea, and a couple of other clubs. Of course, we are not involved in Europe, so we will have to do watch-alongs of other clubs. Apparently, my name is Cossy. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. We'll be coming live. We'll be coming live very, very soon. Make sure you do tune in when that time comes. Should be coming live at exactly 7 or 7:30, right?